I'm as well as ever, as you can be. I'm good.
Okay, sounds great. How long have you been talking for now? For today?
Oh no, I've only just done one interview, so I'm all good.
Oh, so you're good.
Got time.
Okay, that's good. Well, let's start then.
Yeah.
Moral panic.
Yeah.
What triggered this song for you?
Well, the song in particular, Moral Panic.
Yes. No, I mean the song first.
The song. What triggered the song? It was climate change and the denial of climate change and the idea that it's not a thing and that kind of hysteria around it.
Yeah.
And about how people don't know. People don't be with people use fear against each other with Moral Panic.
Mm-hmm.
And the musically the song was, it basically, Dom and I were listening to a lot of R&B and a lot of pop, which was really interesting for us to do, because basically he said to me like a year ago, like, I just think our songwriting could be better. I think the melodies could be better, this and that. And I remember thinking like, thanks, that's not very cool. But he was totally right. And so I just kind of went off and thought about all the music that I love and find super interesting. Because I started realizing that I wasn't listening to rock. And I didn't even know why. So I studied it and I thought, I love hip hop and the flow and the cadences and the rhythms so much. So it just kind of immersed in it. And now it can't stop from coming out. And then again with Dom, with that piece of music at the start, it was definitely kind of Kendrick Lamar, Drake influenced, and I was just trying to find as interesting rhythms as I could and melodies. And Dom has like a reggaeton beat with it. Yeah. It's the most experimental song I'd say that we've ever done. It nearly didn't work, but it's great. It's like a pessimistic dance tune. It's like Hall & Oates, but sad.
What did it do for your singing? Did you have to change your singing, or maybe you're finding your
on that song
lines?
Yeah, on that song, I was just say that I was just actually that song I didn't have to overthink it really. I really didn't in terms of that. That was just I just wanted to do a beautiful performance. The track felt really pretty to me. Felt really warm. I wanted to strike that first melody and the first set of lyrics with poignancy, but with beauty. So it was trying to find a middle ground between, and a heavy attack and then a reserved attack. And that, so maybe I did think about it more than I'm saying on that one. And then, but the rest of the song, I guess I had a feel of this 70s disco vocal and that ending, especially that really warm vocal towards the end when everything's charging towards the end. Yeah. It wasn't anything overly put on. It was just I really wanted a really beautiful, good, strong, almost dance vocal. Yeah, it's cool.
And what did it do for you? Because what you said, Dom said to you, immerse in hip hop and
is that what you mean?
Yeah. What did it do for you with your singing techniques?
Interesting. I wouldn't say it did anything for my singing techniques. It probably made me. I've been writing so much R&B stuff on the side. I've kind of done this during lockdown. I just needed some time to just really reassess some shit in my life, and from that kind of R&B exposure and everything that I love, I've just done like this almost whole other set of songs that I don't even know what to do with yet. I'm figuring out, but I've kind of exposed the whole side of what I like to write, and it's come out completely different. But vocally, no, I don't know. I don't think it's changed anything vocally. It's just added more interest rhythmically, melodically for me.
And just a short side pad. The songs that you have written, what sort of style are they that aren't on this album, but that you've done for yours personally? Yeah,
for me, like these songs that I've done on the side are just kind of like this dark R&B, Frank Ocean meets Radiohead thing. It's just something for fun at the moment, and I don't know what I'll do with it. it's been really interesting just to fully pull my strings. I think with Nothing But Thieves, it's this marriage of personalities and sounds, which makes this incredible, melting pot, which I absolutely love, because you never know what you're going to get. But it was really nice to just spend the last sort of 10 months zoning in on myself with no pressure and just making some music. Yeah, it's been really interesting, that has.
I don't know if you want to share it, but what sort of things were on your mind?
I don't know. I think for me, I've been kind of on this path of self-discovery and kind of this path of shedding away all of life's distractions and your kind of band-aids that you put on yourself and what everyone does. I kind of feel that my whole thing now, the way I live my life and the message I want to push, whether it's just something to do with me or with Nothing But Thieves or just general interviews, is that I really want people to become more self-aware and look at themselves, because from self-awareness, you can shed away the ideas you have of yourself and the ideas people have of you and actually become yourself. And from that self-awareness, I do believe that you become human aware and planet aware and conscious of others and what you can do to better yourself and better others. And I've not that I live my life selfishly, but definitely like lived my life ego fueled and just didn't overly think about really who I was affecting or what I was doing myself. So yeah, the last sort of 9 months has been about that self-discovery. And then from that, yeah, I've been really, really creative. I think from living a really stoic life in lockdown, I think in those moments of silence, I've had so many ideas, and I feel like I've had to like deal with it and had to write it down and stuff like that. And I don't know what I'll do with it yet, but it's been really, yeah, really, really amazing to do. And I do think that people need to become self-aware. But this album as well, Nothing But Thieves, Moral Panic, is about that too. It's this middle ground between rage and resignation. It's this thing of like, come on, like, look at yourselves, look at what you are, look at what you're literally like coded to fear yourself and fear others. That's what Unperson's about. And we're being completely polarized in the information age, the social media age. And I just don't think, I think it's slowly now, the curve is going. People are becoming more aware of it with great documentaries that you see. I'm really glad there's things like that on Netflix that are actually showing the light of it. But it's, it's really ugly. And I just think people need to take a step back and just actually look at their lives and look at the things around them and just fucking breathe for a minute and do the right thing one step at a time. That's what this record is about, it's that, yeah.
Yeah, I think because the stuff that you mentioned, I think there's one song that really, taps into it. I think Phobia. Can you explain where you were when you wrote that lyrics? Because it's some sort of trip that you guide people towards your personal feelings. And one line is "fucking hate the internet," but it starts off with you being in a hotel. Yeah.
This is Joe's lyric, okay. But it's 100%. It is, again, it's just what we talk about all the time. Just this, I have, like everyone else, I have this horrible love-hate relationship with the internet where I need it for the band, unfortunately. But I absolutely hate what it does to everyone. I think it's just destroyed social connection. I think it's destroyed self-love. I think it's made everyone need external validation. And this song in particular was us just saying, it obviously is character based. This is this kind of like Marilyn Manson-esque character's demise and wanting to have a life off the internet and off the digital and into the real world, but suppressing it with drugs and alcohol and basically not being able to connect with themselves spiritually in any sense and have any healing. There's obviously flickers of stuff that is definitely, personal in terms of like, I got some pills but not some help. I think that's really relevant for me. But I fucking hate the internet. Yeah, I love that lyric.
Yeah.
It was just sprawls of anger, and we wanted to showcase that. And I really love this song in particular. We've never done something that builds from so little into this huge ending, and it was one of those times where a lyric and a melody and the music was so symbiotic naturally in the room. It just started with a throb, and I had that rhythm of the vocal melody, and that kind of wanted that really soft delivery. We had the idea that we wanted to write about the dangers of the internet and what it can do to you. And it just grew together and together until it turned into this beast. And I felt like in the recording studio, I just turned into this other character. I had Marilyn Manson in my head. I was reading his biography. He's a fucking messed up individual.
Yeah.
He's fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to kind of encompass that with that delivery and with the delivery of those lines. But that song's come out really, really, really interesting, really cool.
And I think it's sort of it's kind of linked with Unperson. I think there's one line that I see is, "Now my computer gets sad without me."
Oh, God. Unperson Unperson is so relevant to me more now than ever. But sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. Just pick it up. Why is it relevant to you?
Because of my own, as much as we were self-aware of what was going on with the internet at the time, and but this is the time of things like Cambridge Analytica, which was taking your data and selling it to campaigns so they could polarize you and get those persuadable votes. Basically, there's no such thing as a fair vote anymore, and that's the time it was written. And now, even more so, with my own personal discovery, and I know for a fact the boys are the same, of just seeing how ugly the internet is, and with new documentaries coming out like The Social Dilemma, which I was almost like wanted to write to the producers, being like, thank you so much for actually doing something so mainstream about this problem, because it's fantastic. And Unperson is about the fact that you're coded, you are part of a system that you feed it and it feeds you, and it sells you ads, and you pay for them by your screen time. They know so much about you. They know more about you than you know about you, but they're also turning you into the same as every other person. You're a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone. And My Computer Gets Sad Without Me is about those dings you get, those notifications that come back, we need you here, come back. Because you get those dopamine hits, you're fed into it and you want more of it. And again, that song is just, again, like everything else, just a mirror up and just being like, are you comfortable with this? Do you want to live your life like this? No one can tell you what to do, but it's like, look at it.
But how hard was it for you when lockdown began you're more by yourself? How hard was it for you to keep a healthy balance with your computer and with your phone?
Yeah, very difficult. I think at first, kind of pushing aside the phone and the computer thing, I think that I knew I needed this time. I needed this alone time to just, like I said, just brush away everything that I thought I was as a person, and just really, really figure that out. And then with that, I kind of trying to do a more of a spiritual thing where I don't need the material aspects of my life. Obviously, it's difficult at times, especially like, I like clothes. So it's just simple as that. Like, basic as that. It's like, it's just, and I'm like, I went vegan because as soon as I started pushing away all the things I thought I was or needed in my life, I slowly started to become more connected to everyone. This record almost, I feel that is helping me in a sense too, weirdly. I wanted so many changes that I felt like I was putting off, and this lockdown has allowed me to do that. And I've tried to not live on my phone or on the computer. Obviously, like, I have all my stuff here and stuff, so I'm like constantly working here with my Mac and stuff. But in terms of social media, like, I haven't got any of the apps anymore. I open them up to share certain things we do as a band, but like, I just don't want to be part of it. And you feel withdrawal symptoms, which is really scary. You feel you're missing some sort of sugar hit or dopamine hit. which is weird. But as soon as you do it for a little while and you just connect with real people, it's unbelievable. Yeah, I think it's the right thing to do.
What was the biggest difference for you? Because you said, well, I had to reassess myself. What was the biggest difference that you thought that you couldn't live without, but you now actually can live without?
Now we're going to get into the Martin deep territory. This is okay. Yeah. So in October, November time, I had a breakup, and I realised that for the last 10 years of my life, even before my relationship, but with just the way I was living my life and with certain things to do with my family, I was constantly needed to be picked up, and I didn't realise that. I was constantly sad about a lot of things and pretty broken about a lot of things back home. And then I always had something or someone as a crutch to help me through it. And I knew that. I knew that for years, and I couldn't let go of it. I couldn't, even if it was, a really bad time in my whatever relationship, it's like I couldn't let go of it because I felt like as soon as the pin was going to get pulled out, I would just kind of fall apart at the threads. So so from November till now, it's been this unbelievable journey of not even like, everyone always says about you'll find yourself again. And I was like, I don't want to be who I was when I was 18. I don't want to be anything to do with that. I want to rediscover myself. So I've basically grown into the person I wanted to be these last 9 months, without anything or any crux or anyone, just like spending time alone. And I remember Dom said to me in November when I had a breakup, he was like, no, not November, when the pandemic happened, he was like, this could actually be the best social experiment you could ever go through right now, where you have no choice but to be alone. And I was like, fuck, he's totally right. It's so amazing. So I spent the time really not pasting over the cracks, but just filling them with the right things. And the right things is your own self-love and self-worth. And I would recommend it to anyone. It's the most peaceful, beautiful thing when you finally love yourself for the first time, because I don't think I ever did. I think I was always just employing someone else to love me, in a sense, Everyone does that.
Yeah, and did it also give you a deeper connection to the music that you're creating yourself now?
Yeah, massively. I felt like, I think, like I said, with Nothing But Thieves, it's we've been together for a long time, and it's this shared beautiful project, which is great. I think I needed to do this. I think I needed to get some shit off my chest and just release myself into some music. And it was all an accident, really. I don't even know why it's happened, but I'm really glad it has. But obviously that's probably a conversation for the future we can have, because this is about Nothing But Thieves.
Yeah.
But it's funny though, because we recorded the album in October, Moral Panic, and I knew a lot was wrong, and I knew something the kettle was about to burst for me. I was in the recording studio for a month, and I didn't say it to anyone, but I said, this is really your chance to like have some therapy here, and just get it all out via your body, which is the most incredible thing. There's a Jeff Buckley quote where he was just like, it's one thing writing the song, it's the way you deliver it and from where you deliver it. And I've always noticed as a kid that the singers that I struck a chord with most just sing from this pit of something, and it could just be what they're dealing with in that day, but there's something that is aching in them,
Yeah.
People like Nina and Jeff and like Elizabeth Fraser, people that really just play and sing from this well. And I thought, because I didn't do that on the first 2 records, I thought, okay, songs are done, I'm just going to execute them brilliantly and we're going to have a great record. And this time I went, no, you've got some shit to get out here. So I used it as this, really, I don't know how much have you heard the record, but I'm assuming you've heard it. Yeah, I just like certain songs in particular, like Free If We Want It, and then Individual and Impossible, I just exploded my soul onto the songs. And for the first time, I think, in my life, I've listened back to a record or some songs and gone, whoa, I feel like I'm listening to someone else, which again reminds me of when I used to listen to people like Nina and Jeff, where you go, wow, I feel like I'm hearing their soul. And that's, I'm really proud of that this time around, that I allowed myself to be vulnerable with the recording and just give a broken part of me into the recording process, into the songs. I think people will connect with that, you know?
Yeah, I think they do, because like you were saying, this feels like the end. There's one thing that, well, you say we are addicted to the pain, but I was thinking there's a talking voice in the middle of the song.
Right, the speech.
Yeah. Who is it? And why did you choose him?
So we had this idea of just sprawling freeform lyrics of just anger, essentially, and it's quite nice for us to be able to do that without having to put them in a melody or a rhyming scheme or anything like that. We wanted it to feel international rather than British. We wanted it to feel like a global problem, a global pandemic in a sense. It's quite ironic. But this is a guy from LA. And where do you go when you need voice actors? LA. He was actually pretty easy. We got like 50 guys send through their voice notes, and he just felt right, because he felt this line between pastiche and serious, where you're like, this could be comedic, but he's also deadly serious. I think we nailed it when we chose him. It was actually a lot of work, weirdly. Like, the speech was really long, and he was quite a slow speaker, and we had to chop all the gaps up a lot, time stretch it, this sort of stuff to make it fit. And then there was even parts where I wanted to make it hooky to your ears. It was like, your consent is manufactured, just stuff like that then it will stick as an earworm. And it's like, and then you know, just place it so it has this kind of, it has a cadence in a way. Yeah. It was really fun, really interesting for us to do something different. And I think it makes the song for me. I love that song. I was worried that it was just a little bit stock or something like that, a little bit Nothing But Thieves rock song, which is obviously great, and a lot of fans love that, and we do too. But just having this element, this speech, I think it just takes it to another level. Yeah, it's great.
And what is the song about for you? Because we can be free if we want it, and can you believe what? No, sorry, this is the that's your song. Sorry, we are addicted to the pain. What is the song about? Can you believe what we are seeing?
Yeah. So it's just it's just an outward reflection of Twitter, essentially, that song. It's just that feeling of you, again, scrolling through your phone and just feeling more and more depressed at what you see. And we're getting numb at the numbers on the screen. There's still more upturned dinghies in the sea. It's just about that overwhelming feeling of dread. And sometimes I think there's a line between wanting to be informed but wanting your mental health to also be intact. And this song is definitely that sort of thing. Like, we're addicted to the pain, can't look away. And it's like a battle with yourself and a battle with being informed on what's going on. And oh God, I feel like that every single day. I don't want to look at my phone, but then I still want to know if I'm going to go into tier 2 lockdown in Essex. You know, it's constant, that battle, and it's striking a balance. And then that song is a hyperbolic way of saying, like, can you believe what we're seeing? We devolve into inferior beings. It feels like the end, you know? That's it is quite a pessimistic song, yeah. But that's okay, because there's more hopeful songs on the record, so it's all right.
I think about 20 minutes are almost over, but there's one question I still need to ask. We started out with Moral Panic. When did you decide, well, this is going to be the album title too, and why?
We were rehearsing for a tour, I guess, so that would have been ages ago. We'd just written Moral Panic, the song, and we had loads and loads of the other tunes. And I just said to the guys, like, I really think this kind of encompasses everything we're talking about, you know? The battle between right and wrong, the in-between stage of rage and resignation, not knowing what side to party with, not knowing where you stand. and having that kind of group effort to make change, but also group effort to kind of inflict pain. There's a lot of that on the record. And Moral Panic, I just felt that it was a perfect soundbite to kind of encompass the whole record. And the guys were like, yeah, totally. It was kind of as simple as that. I just thought it feels so right for everything that we're talking about.
Okay, last question. What is for you, how do you see the near future and the future, let's say, within a year? How strange is this for you now with the new album next week? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, to be truthfully honest, I'm not thinking about the future for the first time in my life. I'm trying to get through day by day and live very, very presently. And it's literally nearly impossible to think about the future without feeling foggy and depressed about it. But if I had to think about it, I'd say that I had my fingers firmly crossed for summer festivals to go on. Well, I did at least until about a week ago, when I'm basically finding out that London's and Essex is going into an extreme lockdown again. So I'm just thinking, this is a really wealthy country that's handled it poorly, and we're going to tour a lot of countries that haven't got the means as we do, and are probably going to be way worse off. So it makes me think, where are we going to be able to tour? So without sounding too pessimistic, because I do think I'm a bit more pessimistic or realistic than optimistic. Dom's optimistic. I'm fingers crossed for the summer festivals. I do think the shows will be on 100% next year in October, which will be unbelievable. But yeah, I really don't know how to answer that, because I don't know. No one knows the answers. I've heard some rumours they're doing some arena shows, but we'll keep people entertained. We'll keep ourselves entertained with, these live stream shows. We'll do as much as we can through the internet or anything socially distanced. We'll keep ourselves busy and entertained. But yeah, fingers crossed that we have some shows in the summer.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see. If they happen, then I will be looking forward to them. Thank you for now.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you.
And talk to you soon again.
See you soon.
Okay, bye. Bye.